If buyers do not instantly fall in love with your home, you're leaving thousands of dollars on the table. Selling a home isn't just about location or square footage, it's about perception. The moment they pull into your driveway, they're judging every detail, good or bad, shapes how much they're willing to pay. If your home doesn't look well maintained, fresh, and move-in ready, they're either lowball you or they're going to walk away. But here's the secret. A few strategic changes can make your home irresistible, drive up demand, and get you the best possible price. So in this video, I'm going to reveal the 12, at least 12, I have a ton more, but at least 12 today, must-do fixes that makes buyers say, I need this house. And make sure you stay to the end, because I have my most favorite and most valuable tip. First, let's talk about curb appeal enhancements. Ever hear the saying, don't judge a book by its cover? Well, let me tell you, buyers absolutely do. The second they pull up to your house, the second they look at your home online, they're making a snap decision. Before they even step inside, they're deciding whether they're excited to see more, already mentally lowering their offer. And if your front yard is a mess and your driveway is covered in oil stains and your front door looks like it's been through a few too many winters without any cleaning, guess what? You're just starting off at a disadvantage. Because first impressions are everything, and curb appeal is where you win or lose before the showing even begins. That's why I take pictures of people's houses in the spring, so I can have great pictures online. That's one of my tips that I do, okay? It's so important. You need to make your home look loved and cared for from the outside. Mowing your lawn, trimming those overgrown bushes, and pulling out any dead plants that make your yard look tired, right? Power washing is so easy to do. Just do it to your driveway, your house, the walkway, your side, everything. You'd be amazed how much dirt and grime built up over the years. And a little elbow grease, it can make your house look years younger. And don't forget about adding some warmth. A few colored potted plants near the entrance. Or if you don't have plants, we use these fake plants we got from Amazon. They look great. Take a look at this. Or maybe a fresh layer of mulch in your flower beds. Maybe even a new welcome mat. These little touches make your home feel inviting before a buyer even steps inside. The front door is another game changer. Listen, let's get a fresh coat of paint in a nice, warm, stylish color. I'm using Iron Mountain. It's beautiful. It just gives your home a more polished look, and your shutters too. And don't forget about your mailbox. If it's leaning or the house numbers are faded, get new house numbers. If your porch light is outdated, just swap it out. These are really inexpensive fixes. They go a long way, guys. Low-cost fix-ups triple the value of your home. Just make buyers excited to walk in, right? If your outside looks neglected, they're going to assume the inside is too, and you'll be fighting up an uphill battle, before they even get into the house. You want them to walk into the house with their checkbook, right? So if you look good online, your exterior looks good online, they get there, it looks even better, a game changer, okay? That's important. Number 2, let's talk with decluttering and depersonalize your spaces, because be honest, when someone walks into your home for a showing, they're not there to admire your kids' adorable macaroni art on the fridge or the vacation photos from the epic trip to Italy. As much as you love those things, rightfully so, buyers need to be able to picture their lives in this space, all right? And trust me, that's hard to do when your personality is splashed all over every corner. Let's get it out. Game plan is strip it back, not to the point where it feels cold and empty, but enough that someone walking in can imagine making it their home, not just visiting yours. Now, my book here, Model Home Mindset. I tell you, think of it as a model home. You know how these places always feel welcoming, but never too personal, right? That's the sweet spot. Start with the small stuff. Family photos, pack them away. Random knickknacks, souvenirs from the past decade, box them up or sell them or give them away. Clear off the countertops. Scale back all decorations. Let the space breathe a little, okay? Let people see your house. They're not buying your stuff. They're buying the house. They're not looking just for a house. They're looking for a feeling. When your home is cluttered with your life, they can't see they're fitting in. And buyers are going to open up the doors, right? And if they're bursting and you open the door and things start coming out at you, like all these winter coats. Get rid of your winter coats if it's spring. We're going to be sold by the time winter comes. Or extra linens and pillows and things like that. Mystery boxes you haven't touched in years. Get it out. Buyers are going to assume there's not enough storage if you have too much stuff sitting around. and storage is huge, because if you have a move-up buyer home, that's what they're looking for, space. So if you want a good trick here, what you can do, I get everybody to get matching bins. That's what we did when I sold my house at the shore. I got all the same size bins, neatly organized the essentials, and very key, leave some empty space, okay? You want buyers to open the door and say, oh, but look at all the room there is here. They don't want to see your jam-packed closet. And guys, same goes for furniture. If you got that chair and this chair and that chair, oversized couches and bulky tables, it's going to feel smaller than it actually is. You just get it out, removing a few things. Open it up. Buyers love homes that feel spacious and airy, not ones that feel like a tight squeeze, and it's not going to look good in pictures. Okay, you want the photos to look good. If you have furniture that doesn't match, I just get all the furniture out because I don't even want them to see it. I just virtually stage it with some cool furniture. Because at the end of the day, the goal is simple: to make it as easy for the buyers as possible to see their future in your home. Less clutter, less personal stuff, and more breathing room. Trust me, it makes all the difference when it comes to selling fast. Number 3, neutral paint colors. You know I love paint colors and I love neutral. I don't like white, but neutral. I know you love your bold red dining room, that's that deep teal accent wall in your bedroom, or, I know you love that, but the reality is buyers don't. They're not going to see it that way. I know it might hurt a little bit, but when someone walks in and then they immediately think, wow, I got to repaint this entire house, it's going to cost you, you lose the battle before you even start. And buyers start mentally adding up extra work, and then their excitement fades. And the last thing you want to do when you're selling your home is that. So what the move is here is get my painter in there, Dave or Craig, one of my painters, start painting my neutral color. I love baby fawn or soft gray or warm beige, a light airy tone. It'll make your space feel bigger and more inviting. And neutral walls actually sell faster. I just took a listing. Had this awful color. It was an older style homes, older woman lived there. And we made a more neutral color. We did a bunch of other things, and it sold for $50,000 more. So things like that can happen when you paint your home the right colors. Make it neutral. Give it a fresh coat of paint. It's the best and cheapest investment you can make before selling. Freshly painted walls scream move-in ready, and trust me, buyers eat that up. They want move-in ready. They have so much things going on in their life. They don't want to buy a house and immediately start tackling projects. So grab a roller or hire our painter and get it done. Make your space feel instantly warming. I do have a video about paint colors for 2025 where I break down the latest paint trends and which shades will help you sell fast and for top dollar. And when you're watching this video or that video, just hit like and subscribe. Stay tuned for some best home selling strategies, and give me some comments below as we go along. What do you think about all this? Number 4, deep cleaning. Deep. I'm talking deep cleaning. Well, I mean, in between windows and scrubbing the ceilings, all the different cobwebs all over the place, and your vents that have cobwebs in there, just vacuum. This is not just an air freshener thing. You want some deep cleaning. Buyers will notice it. I notice it. I'll let you know right away. Because if you've ever walked into a home and just felt grimy, you'll understand. Or if there's a weird smell hanging in the air, or dust collecting in the corners, or streaking mirrors that make you question when were they last cleaned. You don't want buyers to feel grossed out. So just walk out the door faster. They can say, so what's the deal? Just you need to be sparkly, practically sparkling, Buyers will run their fingers along surfaces. They'll peek inside cabinets. They'll open up your refrigerator. They'll notice little things you stop seeing. And let's start with the baseboards, and get the dust and, right there, that's a full-time job. Make your bathroom smell fresher. Look, your grout, everything. Really get really deep cleaning on everything. I think cleaning the glass is so important too. Like, it lets in more natural light, makes your space feel bigger, brighter, more inviting. Bathroom scrubbing, all that stuff. Grout, like I talked about. Who wants to walk into the bathroom and open the shower door and you see soap scum or stray hairs or mold? In the kitchen, that's the really big one. Buyers are obsessed with clean kitchens. Make sure the appliances shine. If you have to get a new burner, get new ones. They're not that expensive. Counters are clear, crumb-free. And make sure that your refrigerator doesn't smell like last week's leftovers, right? And your pantry, make it look neat. Get rid of all the things you don't eat, And if you're feeling overwhelmed by hearing all the things I'm talking about, I'm going to give you a professional cleaner that you can use to do this for you, okay? Because a spotless home doesn't just look better, it feels more valuable. Clean home tells buyers this place has been loved and taken care of. And that makes all the difference when it comes to selling fast and for top dollar. Trust me here. proper lighting, number 5. Wow. When I talk about lighting, it can really change the way your home feels, and it's really inexpensive to do. Because if your space is dark and gloomy, it's going to feel smaller and closed off and depressing. That's why I've invested in lamps and lights and these click-on lights all over the place I use when sellers don't have that. So what do? First things first, maximize natural light. So if every showing you have, or when we have our showings and we do our pictures, we open up all the curtains and blinds. I look at some listings that the realtors have, and they leave the blinds down when they're doing pictures and photos. No, we're going to open everything up. Get rid of outdated drapes, okay? Get light or area ones, just take them down altogether. You want natural light, natural light, natural light. Makes the home feel bigger, fresher, more open, and that's exactly what buyers are looking for today. And light bulbs, come on guys, go out and invest in some light bulbs. Tiny detail that makes a big difference. Are all your bulbs the same color temperature? Yeah, I never thought about that, Diane. Are they bright enough? Do they match? If you've got a mix of warm and cool and daylight bulbs scattered throughout the house, it can make the space a little off. So swap out old dim bulbs for warm, bright LED ones. Your home will instantly feel more inviting. And for the love of selling, replace any dead bulbs. Nothing says neglect like a light switch. It doesn't absolutely do anything, and they'll think it's broken. And another sneaky thing I want to tell you about that many sellers overlook is dirty light fixtures. Dusty, grim, dirty covers, the bugs and stuff inside the light fixtures. They actually block the light, making everything feel duller than it really is. So a quick wipe down can work wonders. And if your light fixtures are stuck in the past, come on, get them out. Like the brass sconces from the 90s. Get rid of them. You don't need to spend a fortune. There are some sleek modern options at Home Depot or Amazon or even secondhand stores that can instantly make your space feel more current. Because at the end of the day, it's all about setting a mood. And you want buyers to walk in and feel like they're stepping into a bright, warm, welcoming space, not a dimly lit cave. So get your lighting right, and you'll be amazed at how much more inviting your home is going to feel. So what do you think about that? You can comment below. All right, this is a big one. Home repairs, maintenance. Now buyers, they will notice everything. A tiny crack in the drywall, they'll see it. A leaky faucet you've been ignoring, they hear it. A door that won't quite close all the way, that they will see. And when the buyers start spotting little things that haven't been taken care of, they immediately start wondering, if these small issues are here and they were ignored and sellers didn't do anything about it, what bigger problems might be hiding, okay? And that's not the impression you want to give. Now, we do the pre-home inspection, so buyers will have a list of all the things that have come up in the inspection, so that will help you. But you want to get rid of some of these things beforehand. Before you list your house, we're going to go through your house and we'll detail everything, And I always say, pretend you don't even live there and you're actually looking at someone else's house. Look at the corners, walls, cabinets. Does anything squeak, stick, leak, outdated? Fix it, if it does. If you see scuff on the wall, patch it. If your door handle feels loose, tighten it. If your kitchen drawers, they don't glide smoothly, take a little WD-40. And the two areas you really have to pay attention to are kitchens and bathrooms, because they show more wear than other spaces. Give them some extra little love. Like if your caulk, around your sink and the bathtub is peeling, just, put some new one. Replace it. It makes it feel newer or well-maintained. Check for some cracked tiles or missing grout or wobbly fixtures. Might seem minor to you, but the buyer, they don't want any future home projects. They want to buy a house. They're not looking for a to-do list. They want move-in ready. They want more confidence that when they make an offer, they're getting the full package, right? So the smallest repairs make such a difference. I've sold an older couple's home that wasn't updated, but it was well maintained for so much more money because felt like it was taken care of. It just sells your house more faster and easier. Next, guys, listen, number 7, smells, scents, air qualities. Bad smells, guys, kills your deal. That's why we use the ozone machine. Feel some smells going on, smell some stuff. If you ever walk in someone's house and immediately get smacked in the face with something really funky, and maybe it was like last night's dinner or a musty basement or pet odors, or maybe there's mold or something, the second buyers catch a whiff of anything unpleasant, their brain goes into like, nope, not going to buy it. Suddenly they're not picturing themselves living in your home anymore. They just picture themselves getting out. So number 1 rule, eliminate odors. Don't cover them up. Don't put these air freshener things in there. That makes them more suspicious. So things you can do are trash. Take out the trash before your showings. No exception. No trash in any trash can at all, not even the bathrooms. Wash your pet bedding. If you have pets, vacuum your carpets and clean furniture, because pet smells cling to everything, okay? And if you smoke, don't do it indoors, anywhere near when I'm going on the market with you. No smoking in the house, outside. If you have a musty basement, people think it might have mold. So you can run a dehumidifier. They don't want to smell your dampness because they will think you have mold. Better to have just a lighted, scented candle, vanilla, fresh linen, citrus, perfect. If you want an old school, guaranteed winner, some say you should bake cookies or brew fresh coffee. I don't suggest that. I want no smells. But those homes kind of smell like home, so it could be a possibility. But don't underestimate this, the power of fresh air. If the weather allows it, crack open those windows. Let the house breathe. Stale air makes a home feel stuffy. And buyers don't want that. If they feel it right away, and they don't consciously realize it, but they leave there thinking, well, that didn't smell right. They remember that. They remember a fresh, clean, inviting home. They subconsciously believe it's been well cared for. When they smell something off, they just start wondering what else might be wrong, and it's a tiny detail that makes a huge impact. So make sure your home smells like a place they want to live in. Organize storage spaces. You know buyers will open your closets, right? Not trying to be nosy, they just want to see how much space they'd have if they lived there, right? And if they open a closet door and they get greeted with an avalanche of random junk, yikes, that's an instant red flag, right? And I've said this in many of my videos. Storage space is a major selling point. I always tell people, put your stuff in someone else's house or in someone else's basement or in storage. Because if buyers see crammed closets, stuffed cabinets, and a pantry that looks like a grocery store exploded, they're going to assume the house doesn't have enough storage space. It's such a big thing right here to really think about. So if you have storage space, just make it look bigger by getting stuff out, clean it up, and make it more functional. How do you declutter? Well, how do I do this? Well, I would say 3 piles. You have your pack it away or donate it or toss it. 3 piles. A winter coat from 10, 20 years ago, get rid of it. A blender you swore you'd use but you never did, time to go. Closets that are half full automatically look bigger than ones bursting at the seams, right? And I mentioned this. Just get things that match, storage bins that match. Instantly makes your shelves look organized and intentional. Very important. And when you're decluttering and you're getting rid of things, line things up, like your pantry. Buyers love organized things, especially a pantry. Arrange your cereal boxes neatly, line them up. Your spices, clean it, of course. Put some of your dry goods in clear containers. Same goes with your kitchen cabinets. Stack your plates nicely. Give your mugs a little breathing room. Get rid of some things. Buyers are just not looking for storage. They're imagining their own stuff in it. So if your closets and cabinets feel packed to the brim, if they don't have enough space, I definitely won't either. Very important. Thanks for hanging in here, guys, because this is another big one here. Number 9, appliances need to be functioning. Buyers love a functioning kitchen. Clean, functional appliances. Now, it doesn't need to be top of the line of the latest high-tech models, but they need to be all in good shape. I would suggest if they're not, get rid of them and put a new one in there. It's the cheapest thing you can do, least expensive thing you can do. The biggest bang is in that kitchen. They don't want to see a broken dishwasher or a grimy oven or a refrigerator that smells a little off. The last thing you want them to think about is when they're considering your home is having to buy new appliances. So if you can deep clean them, that makes it look good. And listen, I'm going to be honest with you when I come in, I'm going to tell you, maybe they don't match or something. You need to get all those stainless steel appliances together. They're going to open up your oven. They're going to peek inside your fridge. They're going to check dishwashers and notice every little smudge, stain, and spill. So if the oven looks like a lasagna exploded inside, clean it. Wipe down the fridge, including the shelves and drawers. No one wants to see old crumbs and sticky spills, okay? And there's some great stainless steel polish. Get rid of the fingerprints and smudges and clean it inside of your microwave. And a dishwasher, I always say just run a cleaning cycle before you go and have showings. It just feels fresher and well-maintained. And we're going to have an inspection before we put it on the market. So if something is broken, we're either going to fix it or we're going to give a credit for it. Buyers are going to check the stove. And if your burners aren't working that well, then you have to repair it or get it fixed or just get something new. Now, washer and dryers aren't usually included, but most of the time they are included, but they don't have to be. It's not an attachment to the house. But if they're wobbly or they're just not looking so good, maybe just get rid of them or get new ones in there. Buyers just don't want problems. They just want to move right in. If your appliances aren't brand new, as long as they're clean and functional, well-maintained, that's the key. Number 10 is really, really important, is temperature control in your house. You have to make sure that if it's Scorching summer day, you need to have a working air conditioner. If you're showing your house into the dead of winter, you need to have your house be heated. I know if you're selling a vacant house, why do you have to keep the heat up? Because you do. Buyers want to feel comfortable when they're seeing your house. Get that air going if it's hot. Get the heat on if it's cold. It's a big deal to keep your temperature control. They will notice your air conditioning, believe me. If it isn't cooling properly or if there are some hot and cold spots throughout the house, they're going to notice. They'll start thinking about what it's going to be like living there and how much it's going to cost to fix it. If you got a fireplace and it's wintertime, let's get it going. Let's get some coziness in there, right? And if you have ceiling fans, put them on. But make sure they're clean, with the top, all the blades running smoothly. Make sure it doesn't wobble. I've seen that happen. And if it's in the colder months, what you can do is you can set your fans to rotate clockwise, and it pushes the warm air down, and it makes the space even feel much better. Buyers just want to feel comfortable when they come in the house. You want them to feel comfortable, right? You want them to come in and stay too, hang out for a little while. And it's easier for them to do that when it's not too hot or too cold in there. Hey, we're getting close. Number 11, you're getting close to the big one. Number 12 is safety features. What am I talking about here? You want them to feel safe. So the basics are smoke detectors. You want to make sure they're working. If they're older than 10 years old, they're not going to work. They're expired. Make sure they have fresh batteries. And if you're not sure, you can check it and get yourself a carbon monoxide detector, because in most townships, they want to have that in there, and it's a code to have it. They're just cheap, really cheap. They're inexpensive, easy to install, and a huge plus. It just adds a peace of mind and security. Wow. I mean, I put a ring in all my cameras in my listings when I'm showing them. But if you have home security system and it's functional, make sure it is functional, okay? People will love that. And if you have loose railings or stairs or porches, you don't want any loose railings. Fix them as soon as possible. That will come up in your home inspection. Everyone pictures themselves in your homes. They don't want to picture their kids tumbling down the stairs because the railing wasn't secure. Tripping hazards, uneven flooring, loose rugs, and broken steps, all those need to be handled, because if they feel unsafe, even for a second, they're going to assume the whole house is the ticking time bomb of maintenance problems. Bottom line, just safety equals confidence. And when buyers see that home is secure, well-maintained, and up to code, they feel way more comfortable moving forward. And when they feel more comfortable, they're more likely to make an offer, and a big one. So let's make sure that's going on. And last but not least, paperwork and disclosures. So important to get this disclosure right, to fill out the disclosure properly. You're going to sit with your agent and make sure they answer every question perfectly, because we're also going to have that pre-home inspection there as well. So the inspection plus the disclosure together is so important, trust me. It can mean the difference between a smooth sale and a deal that falls apart in 2 seconds, okay? So make sure we have both of them done properly. So we'll have the pre-home inspection with a list of the things you've fixed from there, the seller's disclosure, because in Pennsylvania, it's required. You have to fill out a seller's property disclosure statement. Now, if it is an estate sale and you ever lived there and you're the executor, you don't have to do that. You don't have to fill it out. You just have to sign that you know nothing about this house. But at least we have that pre-home inspection, right? This is like your report card. This can kill the deal. All those things in 1 to 11 are important, but if you don't have a good report card, buyers will walk. They won't even put an offer in. Past repairs, current issues, anything major that's been happening, put it down. You don't want to have a lawsuit later on. Listen, and before you even think about fudging the details or leaving something out, let me stop you right here, because hiding things will only come back to bite you. I've seen it happen. Buyers are smarter than ever. They'll see your inspection report. They'll see your disclosure. Make sure you don't conveniently forget to mention that little roof repair from a few years ago. And if they hear about it later on, they'll feel like you're trying to pull a fast one on them. Nothing makes a buyer feel more nervous than feeling like they've been misled. And the second they start thinking, what else they're not telling me, you're in trouble. And at best, they'll ask to renegotiate. Especially when the buyer and seller get together like before the transaction's over, and they start talking and one thing leads to another. That's another bad thing to do. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about your seller's disclosure and your inspection report. So if you've had plumbing issues but fixed them, put it on the report. If your basement flooded once but you waterproofed it doesn't happen again, disclose it. Buyers appreciate the honesty, and the more transparent you are, the more confident they feel about moving forward. Go the extra mile. If you want to do that, I suggest it. You have all your warranty information, your recent maintenance records, all the past utility bills, all in a nice book for buyers. They love seeing the proof. And if you give it to us, we'll upload it and put it up on the MLS so people can see it. They want to know your home has been well taken care of. And the more organized you are with this, the easier to make the decision. That's why I start working with my sellers a year or two out, because we can start putting all this stuff together. Selling your home shouldn't be an overnight thing you do. It should be something we plan out. Listen, at the end of the day, the goal is basically to sell your home without any unnecessary drama. No drama. That little preparation now can save you huge headaches later. So be honest, be prepared, and watch how much smoother everything goes. Woo! There you go. 12 must-haves. Hope you liked it. This will get your home sold fast and for top dollar. There's so much more I can tell you about. Every house is different, and I love to see your house. There's so many times where sellers want to miss or skip the steps, and it's happened to me before, but I won't let it happen. I won't sell my house. I won't allow you to list with me unless we do these things, okay? Because I don't want to see you losing money, and, they're smart, and you know exactly how to make the home stand out, right? Because you read this video and you listened to it. So make buyers fall in love with your home the second they walk in. And before you start making changes, make sure you're not sabotaging your sale with the wrong items. Watch my video, 9 things not to have in your house when selling to avoid deal-breaking mistakes. Watch it now.